Financial News Desk, I'm Ken Morgan.
The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of KFNN staff, management, or advertisers, and do not represent an offer to buy or sell any securities. It's time for the Real Estate Power Hour, brought to you by Arizona Investment Link. To join the show, call now, 602-324-KFNN. That's 602-324-5366. Or outside the Phoenix area at 1-800-293-KFNN. Now, make sure your seatbelts are fastened and your chair is in the upright position, because it's time for the Real Estate Power Hour with Jason LaFleche and Brandon Cox.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Estate Power Hour, a live interactive show right here on your station, 1510 KFNN. I'm Jason LaFleche, joined by my co-host, the one, the only, we call him the one-armed bandit, Brandon Cox. Brandon, welcome back to the show.
I knew it, as you're going to pick on the guy that's only got one good arm.
Would you have a bone spur or something? What was that? You had surgery just yesterday.
Just a little maintenance. I had a bone spur removed there on the left shoulder, so... nothing new. I think that's my fifth one that I've had now. So
Is it really?
Yeah, 28's a rough age, man.
And what were you saying to Delot earlier? You got to keep when you're a superior athlete or something?
Well, you're a high-performance machine like myself. I mean, you got to take the Mercedes in a little more often than you do the Honda or the Toyota. So that's just essentially what it is.
So Jason LaFleche and Brandon Cox, both with Arizona Investment Link. We are your foreclosure auction specialists. Visit us online at ArizonaInvestmentLink.com or reach us at 602-369-4663. As usual, we have Delot Wynn with Arizona Investment Link here, your short sale and bank-owned specialist. So, Delot, welcome back to the show.
Hello.
We got to... Jeez, can you put a little bass in your voice? Let's get you asleep?
No.
We got to wake this guy up. So we got Delot's Corner in the third segment, and we'll go over some short sales and just some updated things that are going on in the industry with you, Delot. And then, as usual, I mean, the guy's almost a staple on the show now. Is this your third or fourth time, Dustin?
Third.
Is it the third?
It is.
Dustin Gaske with Fidelity National Title. That's our title company of choice. They do a lot of neat, out-of-the-box type things for us, especially since we specialize in trustee sales, Brandon. So big key to the puzzle these guys are. So, Dustin, today we're going to go over a lot of the things that you guys offer as a title company, not only for people that want to get into the trustee sale business or that are already in the trustee sale business, but then we'll kind of key on just realtors that are listening to the show as well and what you guys could do for them above and beyond what the normal title company could do and offer.
Yeah, that's correct. In today's distressed property market, there's definitely a huge focus on short sales, REOs, as well as the ability for the investor or the end user to get into the trustee sales.
Right. Visit Dustin online at Dustin, D-U-S-T-I-N, Gaske, which is G-A-S-K-E-Y, FNT for FidelityNationalTitle.com. So Dustin Gaske, FNT.com, or give him a call at 480-282-7727. And as usual, after the show, by tonight, we'll have it uploaded to our website. If you're missing any of the names, phone numbers, websites, or anything, go to ArizonaInvestmentLink.com. So, Brandon, we'll start out with what we do. Trustee auction, foreclosure, bidding service, however you want to jumble those words together. It's what we do on a daily basis, and I think we take a liking to it, don't we?
Yeah, I have a lot of fun. I don't know about everybody else, but I get that impression with everybody on our team that, we definitely don't take ourselves very seriously, but we take the real estate market and finding these homes, we take that seriously. So that's why we sound like, we're having a good time.
Yep. And on the website at ArizonaInvestmentLink.com, kind of check it out. We simplified the website a bit. We're going to have a lot of neat new additions to the site that makes browsing around the site a little easier. But we've been getting a lot of feedback from people that have really kind of checked out the before and after pictures, the rehabs that we do. If Eric's out there listening, he can call into the show because his on Chrisman is now done and on the market. And rehab on that was done in, 9 days or 9 days?
I think it was around 8 or 9 days.
8 or 9 days, including the granite tops and the whole 9 yards, wasn't it?
Yep.
So before and after pictures on ArizonaInvestmentLink.com. Now let's kind of go through what we do and just kind of play off each other a little bit, Brandon, on a day-to-day basis. We get directly from the trustees, and there's several trustees out there, the list of properties that go to trustee sale. We'll get it this afternoon for the homes that hit the market tomorrow. And we get questions all the time from listeners that people want to get in the game. Well, how many days do you have to, kind of preview it or think about it? What's the answer to that, Brandon?
You have zero extra free time to research these homes. I mean, it happens at a very quick pace, and that's why, this type of investment isn't for everyone out there. If you're a person that's got to take 2 weeks to think about making a decision on a property, you already missed out on 2 weeks worth of homes. So if you're a person that can look at the facts and get as much information on the property, take as much risk out of the transaction as possible by educating yourself on the deal, and you have the ability to pull the trigger, then those are the types of clients that seem to do really well in this line of investing.
Right. And you were talking about the facts. Now, the facts, that's not F-A-X, that's F-A-C-T-S.
That's correct.
And you get those facts actually from us because we do scrub through these lists 3 times. We don't comp properties off of Zillow or Net Value Central or tax records because it's kind of dated information and it's inaccurate information. And a lot of these big bidding services out there actually comp properties off of these resources.
Which is scary, because you get your client a home and you're going off a best case scenario when you're trying to flip it on the retail side. The best case scenario happens occasionally, but it doesn't happen every time. So if you're basing your numbers off that, you're kind of setting your clients up for a disaster. That's why we're always conservative on our numbers. We really try to think things through so our clients can maximize their potential when it comes to making money on each deal.
Right. Now, what's funny in this industry, and we've seen it over the past couple of years, just kind of the waves, how there's certain waves where then there's people at the auction block that are paying too much for homes. And, Dustin, we were talking about this a little earlier. I mean, from a title standpoint, you are seeing certain people paying a little too much for homes, and you're seeing more days on the market, aren't you?
Yeah, we definitely are. With the first-time home buyer credit, it definitely added some days. Too many people felt that they had to buy a home that day versus using a lot more emotion than they were factual data.
Right.
So we're seeing some of those homes that are sitting on the market. People are starting to become more real and find out that dropping that $50,000, $40,000, whatever that number may be, can help move it along. But, it did hit a bit of that. And those who are out there buying them right and selling them right are doing phenomenal with it. But there was certain people that came in and paid retail when they should be buying wholesale. Yep,
and there was a radio show listener, Brandon, that called us last week that was definitely interested in our bidding service, and she proceeded to tell me that her and her husband are in the real estate industry, and they were at the Maricopa County, at the courthouse steps out there in Jefferson trying to get a home over the last 3-4 weeks, and they could not get a home. Well, they ended up getting a home, and they paid too much for it. And she admitted that to us right up front, that they paid too much for a property. And they've been sitting on that property for 2-3 months now, no calls on it, and they're going to have to take a hit on it. But they want to be able to work with someone that gives them accurate information. And that's what we do on a day-to-day basis. We'll live to bid another day. If we don't get a property, there's no use overpaying for something. You just don't do it.
Right. Some of these larger companies, they have overhead that they have to take care of. And, if they got to try to make their numbers look as good as possible so they can get these homes and keep everybody on their crew happy and busy. With us, we're a pretty lean machine, and we're very efficient with our staff that we have in place. We've got a lot of good people that work for us. So we don't have to do as many transactions. We can, do what we would call cherry picking, if you will, go after the best deals every time. And if it's one of those things that, we wouldn't let our mom buy it, we're not going to let one of our customers buy it. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't do you any good to go out and get a house and then you're sitting on it.
Did you pop a couple pain meds this morning? You're pretty mellow right now.
No pain pills for me. I'm good to go.
You'll weather through the pain, won't you?